What's up, everybody? Give me some ones in the chat if you can hear me, and we can get the show on the road. There's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. Bet y'all can hear me. So listen, I'm getting better at this live thing, so I'm not going to waste too much time. I want to start this live off by saying, as a reminder, on this channel, we cover things from a 1, 2, and 3-dimensional perspective. Remember, 1-dimensional means, is a person racist? Are they not racist? Is a person sexist? Are they not sexist? Are they tall? Are they short? Did they live? Did they survive or did they not survive? Those are surface level. That's 1-dimensional. 2-dimensional. What's up, Jared? 2-dimensional is more relational, right? Two things can be true at the same time, right? What's a person's political background? Why are they conservative? Why are they liberal? 3-dimensional is spiritual, right? 3-dimensional is spiritual. That's where we fall at. Most of my content falls into the spiritual perspective. We are more concerned about the spiritual consequences, the spiritual impact, the spiritual fight. Do y'all follow me? Let me get my banner up here. As a reminder, if you would like to follow the Patreon and would like uncensored videos and extended versions of my YouTube videos, you can find the link to my Patreon in the description. All right, let me get this color changed and we'll be good to go. All right. There we go. All right. So much to talk about. I'm going to tell you all what I'm going to cover in this video, so that way you can decide if you want to stick around or not. We're going to cover a Tyler Robinson clip, the person that is alleged to have pow Charlie Kirk. There's a clip that's going viral right now that puts a major hole in the FBI's narrative. And I guarantee you, many of you have not seen this clip yet. There's a clip of Tyler Robinson, or allegedly Tyler Robinson, being at a particular place just 20 minutes after he allegedly pow Charlie Kirk. We're going to discuss, as you can see here, a Charlie Kirk clip that has now went viral. And a lot of people is calling Charlie Kirk a monster. And I want to weigh in my opinions on it. And I may lose a lot of subscribers for it, but that's okay. We're going to talk about Candace Owens and how she just exposed Freemasonry once again. And while we're on the topic, I'm going to say this now. If you clicked on this video because you believe that I'm about to say Candace Owens is a Freemason or an Eastern Star, or if you believe from my thumbnail that I'm about to say Candace Owens has alleged that Charlie Kirk is alive, I'm giving you an opportunity now to click off this video. You don't have to give me the watch time. You don't have to give me views. You can click off. That's not what we're here for. It is not Candace Owens who has said that she believes that Charlie Kirk is alive. It is me. It is me. If you are a Patreon member, Sid, I want you to stick around to the end, my boy. Keep that same energy. Stick around to the end, my boy. I understand what I'm saying. It is not clickbait. It is not, what was the new term they come up with? Farming views? None of that. If I was trying to get views for making just a ludicrous claim, I would have just put it in the title. That's not what I'm doing. We're going to get to it. And I guarantee you that many of you that's putting comments like this, I guarantee you have an entirely different perspective by the end of this video, just like I did. I cried on camera when it first happened. I was on live and I accidentally saw the clip of him getting pow pow, and it brought tears to my eyes. I disagree with Charlie Kirk on quite a bit. It doesn't matter. He's a human being. He's a parent, right? His life had value, has value. Keep watching. Keep watching. I'm going to say at the beginning, for the remainder of this video, we're going to refer to the word blood as liquid. That's the only time I'm saying that word, liquid. All right? So I'm just getting some house rules out of the way. We're going to get to this. And I want everybody that feels like this, like I'm a crazy person, even though I cried on camera when it first happened to him. And then I saw a video. If you're on Patreon, you already know that I was already entertaining the idea 2 weeks ago. I saw a video that was convincing, but I was like, no, I saw it with my own eyes. And then I saw another video. One of my supporters sent it to me. And I was like, wow. But we'll get there. And then we're going to talk about Kash Patel. FBI Director Kash Patel. So y'all ready? Hit that like button on your way in if you don't mind. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Once again, please follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. You can find that in the description as well, so that just in case I'm not able to connect with you all or something happens to my YouTube channel, which we're not speaking into existence, I'm able to still connect with you all. So please go and follow my Instagram and my Twitter so I can still connect with you all. Okay? Keep that same energy. I'm not upset with you for feeling different. I'm okay with that. I just have some things to offer to you. All right? But we'll get there. Hit the like button on your way in, please. Wait till I show y'all this video. Watch. To everybody that's watching this, maybe you're going to clip me out of context. I know how I sound. I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it. There's a reason why I waited before I came out on YouTube and said this. I'm going to have to speak in code so I don't get in trouble. Watch when I show y'all this video. It was right in our faces. YouTube is blocking your likes. Crazy. Crazy. But I'm not going to stall. I know the watchback, when I take all this time, it upsets people. So I'm going to get right into it. There's a video right now that is going viral of something Charlie Kirk said on Jubilee. A lot of you all have seen the video. Please hit the like button on your way in, please. A lot of you all have seen the clip. Charlie Kirk was asked the question. Well, before I say the question he was asked, let me say, the reason why I'm showing this is because I'm going to give you all the opportunity to unfollow me. Yes, you heard me correctly. Many people would say, this is career suicide. This is suicide to your channel. I want you all to know the person that you're following and the values that I hold, the things that I support, the things that I don't support. That way you can decide if you want to continue to support me. I'm an honest person. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to unfollow me and not support me in the future. And we're going to start with this clip here. Charlie Kirk was asked a question on abortion. That is the first and only time I'm going to say that word in this video. He was asked about unaliving babies in the womb or fetuses in the womb, even though it's human fetuses, but whatever. He said that he supports, he does not, he is pro-life. The young lady here hits him with the question. Here's the question.
should be
Do you
allowed.
think there should...
But people say it is a growing consensus in the pro-life world that abortion is never medically necessary.
Okay. So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would... No, wait. Oh, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her rapist baby? No, but it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delayed.
I'm going to play it again.
Should be
Do you
allowed.
think there should...
But people say it is a growing consensus in the pro-life world that abortion is never medically necessary.
Okay. So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would... No, wait. Oh, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her rapist baby? No, but it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delayed.
I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This clip right here alone has created a lot of backlash. People have been calling Charlie Kirk a monster. I've told you all my disagreements with Charlie Kirk, the things that I didn't like about him, the things that I disagree with him on. This is not one of them. This is not one of them. I'm going to say first, what's interesting about this clip, so I'm giving you all the opportunity to unfollow me and to stop supporting me, but I'm standing on it. The interesting thing about this clip is that many of these people, they give you the most extreme, the most traumatizing, the most radical examples, when the truth of the matter is, they support unaliving babies in the womb up until birth. Many of them support it outside of these extreme scenarios. So why give the extreme scenarios? Yes, they happen. Yes, they're traumatizing. Yes, I would not wish it on my worst enemy. If you say that as a man, it's easy for you to say this, that's fair. But many of you don't even know the difference between a man and a woman. So for those of you out there that can agree with me that there are only two genders, because clearly there are only two genders, if you and I can agree on that, and you still say it's easy for you to say that, Didi, as a male, that's fair. But it's not easy for me to say that as a father. To have my 10-year-old daughter violated by another human being and quote unquote forced to carry that child. Here's my first question to you. What is, and you know the word, what is it? If you're going to say that it's not murder, if you don't like that word, we all know that it's ending the life of a human. You can say, no, it's a fetus. Stop it. It's a human fetus, not a pig fetus. It's a human fetus. It's still human. What would Jesus do? And this is for my so-called followers of Christ. If Jesus Christ was sitting right beside you, what would he tell you to do? And if you say that Jesus Christ would tell you to support unaliving an innocent human being that did not ask to get here, I would love to hear the scripture and I would love to hear the justification, because what happened to that baby was evil. And the man that violated that baby needs to be dealt with to the highest extent of the law. But if you think that following through by just giving that baby, that 10-year-old appeal to get rid of the human inside of her, as traumatizing as it is, if you think that's easy and it's that simple, if you believe in Jesus Christ, and if you believe in God, if you believe in the Bible, the scriptures, what would be your justification to the Most High? We're not talking about trash. We're not talking about an animal. We're talking about another human being. What are you going to tell them? Because I'm not here to claim that I know and I've read every inch of the Bible. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I sinned today. I am going to sin again before the day ends. I am a sinner. I deserve nothing but hell. Every day I try to get better. But one thing that I do know is that we're going to have to account for the things that we did on this earth. We are here for a purpose, and we're going to have to account for the things that we supported. We're going to have to account for it. It's easy to ask this person or any person the most extreme positions to make them sound evil, to force a baby, to carry a baby. But my question to you would be, what is an abortion? What is it? That's not easy to talk about, man, but I wanted to throw it out there so y'all can know my position. This situation has went viral. There's a really large YouTuber called Abba and Preach, and they're having a back and forth with another huge YouTuber because they had a debate about it with a YouTuber named Stevie Knight. And Stevie Knight, even though he's more conservative leaning, and I tend to agree with his conservative leaning perspectives, Stevie Knight did a horrible job, respectfully, in debating Abba and Preach. I mean, Abba. Abba is left leaning. But remember, a lot of these people don't even believe in God. They don't even believe we have a purpose here. So the point that I'm making is, I want you all to know, since this clip has been going viral, it's related to Charlie Kirk, I want you to know where I fall. I want you to know where I fall. We're not unaliving that baby. We're not unaliving that baby. That's my point. Everybody's asking what's my, well, not everybody. A couple people ask what's my point. My point is, I want you to know where I fall on this topic. That's all. That's all. Please hit the like button, please. Hit the like button if you don't mind. For those of you that chose to stick around. Now let's move into this Tyler Robinson clip. Have you all seen the Tyler Robinson clip? There is a clip of him driving, or his car, just 20 minutes after everything happened. I think this is about to blow you all's mind. Watch this.
CCTV footage of Tyler Robinson at a different location than the university 20 minutes after the shooting. This is the first time you guys have ever heard this story, and it's all thanks to From Convict to Conservative. This man only has 536 followers, so we're going to leave his link down below, and we're going to want to make sure we get this. We're going to get him over to 10,000 with this video, because it's probably going to be the most viral video of this entire Tyler Robinson investigation. It's going to blow the FBI's narrative out of the water. Ready for this? Let's go. Okay, we got a lot to unpack in this video, and I just wanted you guys to stick with me. But it all started by Laissez-Faire Lounge. She goes by Pia. She sends me a DM, and she says, hey, Ryan, I got this guy that has footage of Tyler Robinson. They were trying to get through to the Candace tip hotline, but they can't get through. So he wants to share it with you. And he just got footage of Tyler Robinson 20 minutes after the shooting on camera. So I started working with my man, Convict to Conservative, and he started breaking this down for me. So the video you're looking at right here is at 12:44. Okay, that's 20 minutes after the shooting. You're going to be able to see Tyler's car in this parking lot. But how do we know that that's Tyler's car? Because the FBI showed up to her work right after the shooting, I guess, or right after they heard it was Tyler. The FBI found that Tyler Robinson's cell phone pinged at this location. So the FBI said, hey, we want to know, do you guys got any CCTV footage of Tyler in this parking lot, or his vehicle in this parking lot, or did he come into this business? Let's see your TV cams. It was right around this time. So she pulls up the security cams, and she goes, yeah. And she asked the FBI, do you guys want me to do anything with this? They're like, nope, that's all we needed. We got copies of it, thanks. And the FBI leaves, which is bizarre, and it makes you think that this wasn't staged. And I'm actually gonna post the conversation that I had with the flyover conservative, or sorry, From Convict to Conservative, down below this video. So it'll be in the comments. It'll be the first comment to follow, and check out that conversation. I screen recorded it when he called me, and we went over all of this. So it's pretty crazy, but I want to unpack this video. So let's get into this footage right here. Okay, so the first video I want to show you guys right here is timestamped at 12:44, right? And we're going to watch back here in the parking lot. We're actually going to see Tyler Robinson's car drive by. It's going to happen at about the 20-second mark, but I just want to kind of skip through here just so it doesn't take so long. This video doesn't take forever. So we're at the 20-minute mark right there, right? And you see this vehicle right here driving through the parking lot.
Crazy.
And it stops. It stops right there, and it's going to sit there. Now it's going to sit there for about 2 minutes. And again, this is at 12:44. Okay, so the car is still parked there. We're gonna zoom through. You can see people moving right about. Now it's gonna start to take off any second. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so there his vehicle is starting to take off, and that is at 12:46. So he sat there for about, what is that? It came in at about 20. He sat there for about 2 minutes, give or take, about 1 minute and 55 seconds. Car sits parked right here, okay? Okay, now here's the next video. Customers are coming and going. This video is at 12:47. Now the next thing we're gonna watch is we're gonna watch the car. It's gonna cook right back through here as it drives to the parking lot.
Wow. Wow.
And there it goes. Holy.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, this is a big story, guys. I mean, this is the biggest one to ever break. I mean, this kind of starts to shed so much, throw so much shade on the FBI's narrative. What was Tyler Robinson just doing, just posted up, hanging out in a parking lot 20 minutes after he allegedly blew Charlie Kirk's head off? You think he's just going to go sit in a parking lot and be like, I'm just going to hang out here in this parking lot. I'm just going to chill, you know, blah, 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 blah. I don't think so. Was this magically when he was texting his gay boyfriend? He's like, hey, lover, I'm going to get in my vehicle after I just assassinated Charlie Kirk. And I think, you know, I'm really worried about, you know, getting caught because Kash Patel is the best FBI director in the history of the FBI. So I think they're going to catch me, lover, but please don't share this message with the FBI. Okay. This man right here, convict, from convict to conservative, 536 followers. If he's not at 5K tomorrow, folks, I'm going to be disappointed because I'm telling you, I'm bringing everybody up with me. We're all going up on this one, okay? Let's get into these text messages. So this is the text message between convict to conservative and the actual source. So she said the FBI, when the cell phone was turned on, it sent a signal, and he said it was here, and that's how the FBI came to the store asking for the security cams. I said, here is back parking lot, and he entered from the front parking lot. I sent it to multiple people, but everyone has their messages blocked and did not respond. And I'm not going to go through all these. I just wanted to show you guys this one specifically where she says, I really mostly want people to see it and to connect the timeline, not really looking for money. I'm returning to work, and once I get off work, I'll send the rest. I sent the video to TMZ, but they're not interested. So I don't know what all of this means. All I know is that everybody should, number one, come over here and give this man a follow. And then just try to ask yourself, if you were Tyler Robinson and you just assassinated somebody, would you just be chilling? Would you just be hanging out, just, you know, kicking it after the fact? I don't think so. I know I wouldn't.
So someone in the comment section said, so what if he driving 20 minutes after the shooting? It's not like he was caught within 20 minutes. So what does that prove? Rented, that's a fair question. I'm going to answer it for you. That proves a lot of things. Remember, they released text messages that the FBI released supposed text messages that this man supposedly did. We know now what we already knew from some other things that we covered, like the picture of him being at the restaurant, which, by the way, when the guy Jared came on my live, he said that it hasn't been, the photo wasn't time-stamped. It doesn't have to be time-stamped. You know why? Because the photo of Tyler Robinson in that restaurant, if you look behind him, they're showing a limited a certain type of dessert drink that was only, it started like at the beginning of the month. It only started at a certain pocket of time. So Tyler Robinson could have only been there after that date, right? The day of or afterwards. It was a limited time that they were promoting it. So that means that if he was there, why would you be at a restaurant moments after doing that to somebody? We're going to take it a step further. I'm going to tell you why this video changes everything. This video changes everything because, again, remember, the FBI's narrative when they released the text messages is that Tyler Robinson is telling his lover that he was off somewhere else, but now we know that that's not true. Here's the biggest blow. Here's the biggest blow, everybody. Please hit the like button. I need everybody to hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. We got to run this up. Here's the biggest thing. Remember what the FBI said once they caught Tyler Robinson. What did they say? We caught him 33 hours later. Now, whether that means they physically got to him or they figured out who did it doesn't make a difference. Why? Because in this clip that I just played,
CCTV footage of,
in this clip, they said 20 minutes after the pow-powing, the FBI showed up to this restaurant or this store, this place of business, and asked if Tyler Robinson was there. Which means the FBI knew 20 minutes after the fact, they immediately knew. How did you know within 20 minutes who did this? How did you know that? You said, well, the FBI can't give us all the information they have. That's besides the point. The point that I'm making is, it's clear that they were lying, because if you knew it was Tyler Robinson 20 minutes, that's record timing. 20 minutes? And then when we look at the video later in this live that I'm going to show you, which now led me to believe all of it was staged. Yes, I'm standing on it. And I'll debate any YouTuber. I'll debate any YouTuber on it. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. You can't call me a liar. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns is I told you so. I'm standing on it. This clip changes everything. You're going to pow somebody, one of the most brutal in American history, y'all. I want y'all to know this, especially in the 21st century. But then you're going to go to a random parking lot and you're just casually hanging out. It doesn't align with what the FBI told us, y'all. At all. At all. At all. This changes everything. Now, we cannot prove that it was Tyler Robinson that was driving the car. That doesn't even matter. If we can prove, which we already have, that that's his car, because the FBI already deemed from the cell phone towers that it was his vehicle in that area, at that parking lot. They already admitted that he drove his car to the campus. So either he has an accomplice, but it still wouldn't change it. It means that the FBI is lying, which we've already been saying that. It means that the FBI has been lying. They said they tried to send it to Candace, but her inbox has been full, which is true. But if she sees this, I guarantee you she's going to talk about it. All right. Now, to everybody saying that this is clickbait, which I've only seen one comment. If you think this is clickbait, keep watching. The video I'm going to show you all at the end is going to blow your mind, or at least it blew mine. So Candace Owens and Freemasonry. I want to address this because I told you all, in order to have the reach that Candace Owens has, in my opinion, you have to be controlled. The woman is getting millions of views every single video. The woman has a combined, like maybe 15 to 20 million followers. That's crazy reach, bro. Crazy reach. I believe that you're controlled if you have that type of reach, because they can shadow ban your content. They know where Candace Owens lives. But the biggest question, and I already covered this in my Candace Owens video if you haven't seen it yet, which, by the way, you all should go and show some love to my Bad Bunny video that I just dropped yesterday. I don't think Candace Owens is an Eastern Star. I think Candace Owens is something else. Either knowingly or not knowingly. Am I hating on Candace? No, I'm not hating on Candace. I tell the truth about people on this channel. But in this particular case, I don't think Candace Owens I don't think she's an Eastern Star. Because of this clip I'm about to tell you. In my Candace Owens video from a few months ago, I told you all, as a Freemason, you are vowed to secrecy. There's certain things you can't talk about. Candace Owens has openly talked about and exposed Freemasonry. That's what I'm telling y'all. She's been doing it. You're not allowed to do that. This isn't she's only doing that to trick us. You can't do that. They're vowed to secret. They're sworn to secrecy. You can't do that. Once again, here's a clip of Candace Owens exposing how Freemasonry was behind the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which is one of the most corrupted organizations in all of America. Listen to her.
You guys locked in because things are becoming increasingly interesting. Okay. Yesterday, the FBI made a rather curious announcement. They announced that they were going to cut ties with the ADL, right? You know what the ADL is, the Anti-Defamation League. And the reasons, well, because they had listed Charlie Kirk and his organization, TPUSA, to be extremist. Everybody's an extremist according to the ADL. But I want you guys to know that this is not a subtle announcement. We need to unpack this announcement because I don't care what side of the aisle that you are on, you need to understand that the ADL is not, nor has it ever been, what it purports to be, okay? Purports to be, we're just looking out and hate speech and extremism. No. The reality is the ADL was born out of a Jewish Freemason organization known as B'nai B'rith. Now, if you're on my book club, you know this, but Sigmund Freud was a member of B'nai B'rith. We're discussing, we're reading right now the book, The Assault on Truth, and Sigmund Freud is very relevant. You have to learn the history of Sigmund Freud. He's in all of our schools, all of our universities, taught as a hero, the history of the psychoanalytic movement. Look, the reality is him and all of his homies were covering up for incestuous child abuse. That is a fact, okay? They can't wipe that stain away. Quite literally, the way that they did this was through the mechanism of gaslighting. That's what he is the father of, public gaslighting, okay? That's what modern psychology is. They moved to instead diagnose people who were being abused, right? They were using their credentials, I'm a this, I'm a that, to make people, maybe the wider public, believe that their gaslighting was actually legitimate. That is what the book, The Assault on Truth, unpacks. It is therefore a must read because you have to realize how horrific the crimes were that were being committed that they were covering for. So Sigmund Freud was in B'nai B'rith, and the ADL was born out of B'nai B'rith. Why? Well, because they put the organization together to defend a pedophile and a murderer. His name is Leo Frank. Leo Frank was an unbelievably wealthy Jewish factory owner down in Atlanta. And this is 1913. That's very relevant. You should know this happened in 1913. And this is the American South. You know what was going on there. And Mary Fagan was a 13-year-old girl who worked at his pencil factory. She was found brutally raped. She's a Catholic girl, by the way. I want to say that. She was a young Catholic girl. And Leo Frank, even with all of his money, all of his connections, the best lawyers that money could buy, connections all the way to the Supreme Court, he was so guilty of what happened that despite the fact that he tried to pin it on a poor Black janitor, even in the segregated South, where people were just like, hey, give us any reason and we will go lynch a Black person, the racist segregated South, they still found him guilty, okay? They still found Leo Frank guilty. And so much has been written to try to obscure this still. They are still trying to defend Leo Frank. What happened then is that his buddies over at the Freemasonic Lodge, B'nai B'rith, assembled the ADL to gaslight the public. No, Leo Frank wasn't guilty. Look what happened after. He was lynched for what he did to Mary Fagan. He is actually a victim of anti-Semitism. That's it. He wasn't guilty. I'm sure maybe the Black guy did it in 1913 Atlanta, and everyone conspired to instead attack a wealthy factory owner. Like I said, to this day, they are using those mechanisms to try to gaslight us and to pretend that Leo Frank was really the victim in this tragedy. It's utterly demented. I will never let it stand. He killed Mary Fagan. He is still guilty of that crime, no matter how much the ADL tries to obscure that. And by the way, if you want to learn more, you should learn more about Mary Fagan's murder. I can point you guys, there's a book called The Murder of Little Mary Fagan, and it is written by a relative of hers. And that relative's name is also Mary Fagan. You should read the details of what happened 100 years ago. You should read the facts around it, read the case documents, learn about the brutal rape and the murder and what happened thereafter, because so much has been written since to try to obscure those facts.
So I would highly recommend you all go and watch that full episode. But let me tell you all what she just did. Candace Owens not only just exposed Freemasonry, maybe the third or fourth time that I've ever heard her do it on her channel. She's done it before in the past. Candace Owens just specifically said that they were behind the creation of the ADL, which is the Anti-Defamation League, who purports or cosplays to be this organization that's against hate speech, when in reality, they are trying to control speech when it comes to a particular group of people in this country that we're not allowed to talk about on this platform. She's also exposing the fact that the creation of the ADL was started after they tried to protect a person who violated children. A person that violated children, when it was clear that he did it, they still tried to protect him. So then, like I've told you all before, when you look at the people who are running Hollywood, these industries and things, you're going to find that they are part of the community that we're not allowed to talk about. The elite ones, not all of them of the community, obviously. We're only talking about the ones that are elite. And you're just so happen to find that just about every last one of them is a Freemason. Every last one of them. Why would Candace Owens be pointing us to this if she's controlled, not saying that she's not controlled opposition, but if she's specifically a Freemason? Do you understand that is signing your own death certificate? You're not allowed to do that. That's breaking the vow. That alone, to me, tells me that she's not that. She could be something else, maybe something UK through her husband. I'm open to that. But if we're talking about Eastern Stars and Freemasonry, I think we know enough. I think we've talked to enough people. I think we've heard from enough Freemasons to hear what they're allowed to say and what they're not. Candace Owens is defying that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not defending every single thing she's ever done and said. This thing right here. And let me say this. Somebody said she has 5 million followers. She has almost 20 combined followers, right? She has 5 million just on YouTube. She has like 7.5 on Twitter. That's 13 right there. Then she has her Instagram, right? I don't know what she got on Facebook. That's a lot of reach. I'm going to always look at you sideways, right? Remember when Charlie Kirk's pastor told her to be quiet? That was a warning from the Jesuits. Now listen, I just read that comment because this is going to transition me to my next point before we get to why I believe that Charlie Kirk situation thingamajiggy was staged. Everything I say in this video is alleged. Is it just me, or is Candace Owens held to a different standard from other people? What do I mean by that? Why is Charlie Kirk's pastor, he made a post saying that if she would be respectful, she would stop she would stop talking about this Charlie Kirk situation. Why would you say that? Hold up, I'm confused. A person was allegedly pow-powed on camera. She was close friends with this person, and now she's trying to get to the truth because clearly the FBI is lying. Clearly, there's a lot of red flags. Why would people be upset with Candace Owens for trying to figure out what really happened? There are people saying that she is not honoring Charlie Kirk and that she's disrespecting Erica Kirk. How? What am I missing here? How? Everybody, how? You got people. Let me pull it up. You got this guy, Matt Walsh, goes on Twitter today with the most disingenuous tweet. He says, Charlie's parents don't speak publicly, and it's weird. Charlie's wife does speak publicly, and it's weird. Some people on this site are determined to have a problem with the way Charlie's loved ones grieve no matter what. And that is what's actually weird. Someone responded, said specifically what I would have said. It's weird that the prosecutor is picking the defense attorney, which we're about to talk about here in a sec. Someone else said, what's more weird is you playing coy as if it's not weird. This is what mourning and grief looks like, which is the complete opposite of Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk may be able to fool you, but she's not fooling me. Say it again. Everybody with an eyeball can see Erica Kirk's behavior is very strange. Why is Matt Walsh playing dumb like he doesn't see that? Because she's a conservative and she's right there closely attached to Charlie Kirk, who he knew well. That's why. If it was a black person, he'll feel way different, especially if it was a black liberal. Hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button. How in the world? Why is he being disingenuous? You know this woman's behavior, which, by the way, Candace Owens has yet to make a video. I stand corrected. I said she's going to have to talk about the Erica Kirk elephant in the room before the week is up. She didn't, which tells me Candace Owens is either trying to hold out enough respect for Erica Kirk, or Candace Owens knows more than what she's saying. One of the two for me. Why is she still not talking about Erica Kirk? Which, by the way, there are people that are still saying she's disrespecting Erica Kirk by trying to investigate and entertaining these theories. How is that disrespectful? What's disrespectful is that it's all these red flags and Erica Kirk is not questioning it. That's clearly the red flag. Clearly. What is going on here? Y'all, I'm seeing content creators. I saw this conservative person, not going to say their name, even though I'm the type to say people's names, that said that Candace Owens, she's sick of Candace Owens, she's out of line. I commented under her video and said, I respectfully disagree. This is what she's supposed to be doing as a friend. Why would you be upset with that? How was that disrespectful to his family? Ignores my comment. Let me ask y'all a question. How come so many content creators ignore my comments when I ask them to have a conversation with me on camera? Why? They pretend like they don't see my comments. We have a similar size channel. You get a special notification that I commented under your video. But I digress. I think Candace Owens, from a one-dimensional perspective, remember, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. From a one-dimensional perspective, I believe that Candace Owens is doing what a friend should do. From a one-dimensional perspective. All right? From a one-dimensional perspective. That's much better. But while we're on the topic, did you all, before we get to the Charlie Kirk and why I believe that he was, we're about to get there, y'all, I promise. Hit the like button. It's not clickbait. I'm about to show it to you. But first, let's react to this information here.
Prosecutor is picking his opponent in the Tyler Robinson case. Take a listen to her explain that.
What?
Investigative journalist Elizabeth Lane is not giving up on this story. She's been on the ground in Utah connecting the CIA dots, the three-letter agency dots and connections, and she joins us now. Elizabeth, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Clayton. I looked at Tyler Robinson's case and I thought, well, why don't I get this guy a lawyer? Because that at least puts me near him so I can understand and control the process. And this is times where they couldn't find the guy a lawyer and they were kind of scrambling around to figure out who was going to be his lawyer. And I started approaching different firms in Utah, trying to get him a lawyer for pro bono. So I walked up to one of the most reputable firms in Utah and I asked them if they were willing to represent Tyler Robinson for pro bono case. And I was extremely surprised what I got from them. First and foremost, they were like, yes, we're absolutely on this because we don't believe that what happened to Charlie Kirk was remotely a case of just a single, crazy kid going up and shooting the guy in the neck. Like, we don't believe that, so we are more than willing to represent him pro bono. So I was like, great. So we started the process, and what happened is we realized that we needed lawyers who are actually certified with death penalty, so their certifications didn't live up to that. But there's another interesting thing. When I did find a lawyer that was certified to represent Tyler Robinson, obviously I needed a consent from Robinson's family or Robinson himself, because he's actually not a minor. He can consent himself. Ironically, we were unable to get in touch with the parents because as a lawyer, you can't solicit clients. So it's illegal. So you can't just announce yourself that I'm going to represent Tyler Robinson. So I started doing that. So I got into this process and I asked my local lawyer firm, hey, what's the best way to go around here? Like, we need help to get the lawyer from New York who is certified to represent Tyler to get on the case. So he said, whatever you do, Elizabeth, do not get in touch with the firms in Utah that are the most powerful, because they are in on it with the state. No matter what happens, they will take the side of the state. I did not listen to him, and I ended up calling one of the biggest firms in Utah just to ask for an advice. Like, what is the situation here? What can we do? They started screaming on the phone, and I was like, why do you even care? Like, you don't have a dog in this fight. Why are you so rude on the phone? So then I said, listen, there is a lawyer who's qualified, and he's actually very famous in New York, wants to represent this kid. All I need is a consent from Tyler Robinson to do so, and we think that you can help. To this, I got a very rude response that only SCORDIS is allowed to find a representation for Tyler Robinson. So SCORDIS is a guy who's running as a state prosecutor. So here's the problem with that. State prosecutor cannot be responsible to find a lawyer for a defendant. That's illegal. So
Right, that they're choosing their own opponent.
yeah, that's what it seems like.
And this is something that I've been wondering about, because it seems like an open and shut case for any defense attorney, because the government has presented such a crap case, unless his attorney is a shill.
Yes. So what I know is that SCORDIS is running as a state prosecutor. He's running. Everyone can look it up. It's on his website. So it's not quite illegal for him to find a lawyer for Tyler, but it would be illegal if he was a state prosecutor. But what it is, though, is highly unethical.
So I'm saying, listen, I need someone to tell me how Candace Owens is losing credibility here. What are you talking about? How? The only thing, I'm talking from a one-dimensional perspective, from a surface level perspective, I love what she's doing. If something happened to you, wouldn't you want your friend to be trying to figure out why there's so many holes in the police's investigation so the truth can come out? I'm still trying to understand how you're upset with Candace Owens. This is what a friend is supposed to do from a one-dimensional perspective. Why do I keep emphasizing one-dimensional? Because from a three-dimensional perspective, or from a spiritual perspective, the only thing I question is, does Candace Owens actually know the truth, which we're about to get into, what the possible truth could be, and she's pretending, and she's just keeping people looped into trying to figure out if something was actually done to Charlie Kirk when it wasn't. Is that what's really going on? So I'm done. Oh my gosh, I was just about to say this. No blood, no autopsy. I want y'all to consider something. I'm going to get, Alicia, I was just going to say it. No blood, no exit wound, no autopsy, no media at the hospital, no ambulance, no HD video, body processed in less than 8 hours, no tears from his wife, no family at the memorial, no body. I got another one for you. No campus police, no regular police. Where are the testimonies of Turning Point USA members and his, not his wife, but everybody else? Why are you not giving testimonies about everything that happened that day? The video I'm about to show you is about to blow your mind. It's about to blow your mind. I'm not going to waste any time. But you were criticizing her the other day. I don't know what that means. I don't think I was, but even if I was, I can criticize someone on one topic and commend them or agree with them on another one. It's called nuance. Depends on what we're talking about. Anyways, I'm going to focus. So everybody that thinks that this is a conspiracy theory, bear with me. We're about to see about that. There's a YouTube channel that deserves all the credit. It is called They Live Truth. He has a video with 389,000 views called Charlie Kirk Analysis. Sunglasses Man, What Everyone Missed. The video has 389,000 views, and in my opinion, this video deserves 389 million. This is one of the greatest videos I've ever seen before. But that's just me. One of the greatest videos I've ever seen before. Let's forget that there's no blood, no exit wound, no bullet, no autopsy, right? No police, no campus police, no ambulance, no media at the hospital, no footage of them at the hospital. Let's forget all of that. Let's forget all of that. Let's see if everybody keeping that same energy by the time we're done. Let's go to the first clip. This first clip right here that you're about to see is the area behind Charlie Kirk. Let's take a look.
Definitely lots more to cover with the whole entire Charlie Kirk saga as you see him approaching the staging area under the canopy in Utah where this event all took place. One thing I want to mention, as you already saw in the back, the SUV that hauled him away, as you can see here, preparing, backing up. Here you see it coming into play once again. And early into the presentation, in front of the audience, with Charlie Kirk, we all know what takes place.
Now, I wanted to show this first because I want you all to take a look. I'm going to turn the volume off. Take a good look at what it looked like back there. Anybody can say, well, they were just getting prepared so whenever they leave, just like any other event. I agree with you. But after everything else I'm about to show you next, you're going to see this completely differently. Let's take a look again with no audio. Look at the SUV. It's backing in. Right? Boom. You see the SUV. It's backing into place. Here comes Charlie Kirk and the crew. Okay. I'm only going to show about 6 or 7 clips from this show because I don't want to take too much shine away from his overall video. I feel like that's not right. Go and show him some love after the fact. They live truth. But let me break this down to you from Dee Dee's perspective. Watch this. Here's clip 2.
Let's take a look here, as we all seen or should have seen by now, as he's under the canopy after the fact, and he grabs Charlie Kirk's chair after it supposedly took place. Again, I mentioned this before, no police tape, no real police presence whatsoever.
Yep.
And for those that have watched the live stream from the university itself, it was 5 minutes and 20 seconds after what supposedly took place with Charlie Kirk and the camera being in this position. So this wasn't like it was way after the fact and the police were already here, they're already at the scene, they had the police tape up. No, this is only just a little bit over 5 minutes until we get to this point. But again, the important aspect here is this individual, the guy with the sunglasses, beige shirt, black pants, and black shoes.
Okay. I especially wanted to show this clip, and I'm going to go to the next clip, but I need y'all to be patient with me because this is meticulous. Because you're going to have people saying that I'm crazy, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm standing on my beliefs here. I do not believe that he was pow this day, in my opinion. I no longer believe that. Everything I say in this video is alleged. Candace Owens claims to have spoken to this person. She said that this person told her that he was doing what he thought was the right thing. I didn't know that this was 5 minutes after everything happened. I thought that this was maybe an hour later. Why would you immediately come back? But for those of you that are holding out hope that this person is not suspicious, what he did was honorable, there's nothing else to see here, watch what I'm about to show you. This same guy, this entire video is about this guy in particular. His behavior is beyond suspicious. Candace Owens has also claimed to have seen the video from behind. She said she saw no liquid from behind. That's what she claimed. Watch this. If you're not suspicious of this dude yet, if you don't think it's something here, watch this. This video is incredible.
The Mr. Muscles right here, as I showed in my previous video.
Now, I want to make sure that YouTube understands this. I have anything gruesome that could potentially be shown completely blurred out. You cannot see anything inappropriate. This is for YouTube, and this is for anybody in the comment section. I want you all to pay attention to Muscle Man here. And he's trained in this. If you think that I'm lying and this is clickbait, tell me if this is what you would do if you just saw someone get pow-powed. Tell me if this is the reaction, especially if you're trained. When I saw this video, I was like, how did I miss all of this? I do this for a living. Watch this.
As he basically body slams Charlie Kirk to the ground.
Yep.
I understand someone will say, oh, that's for his safety. No, this is part of it. All part of it. And look at, again, Sunglasses Man. As he makes his way without hesitation to the back. Zero hesitation. He heads straight to the back. And why is that? Why is he going to the back without any hesitation whatsoever?
I'm going to play this clip again. Pay attention, because he's talking about multiple things. Pay attention to the muscle guy in the black shirt. If you just watch someone get pow-powed and there's liquid spilling out everywhere and it caught you off guard, shouldn't you immediately attend to the wounded area? Shouldn't you handle them with, as if they're fragile, with such care? Why would you immediately grab their body and take them over? What? That's not what you do if somebody just got pow-powed. Let's play it again.
And the Mr. Muscles right here, as I showed in my previous video, as he basically body slams Charlie Kirk to the ground. I understand someone will say, oh, that's for his safety. No, this is part of it.
What
all
is that?
Part of it. And look at, again, Sunglasses Man.
Why would you grab his body like that? What is he doing here? That makes no sense.
As he makes his way with the...
Now, I'm going to start the video over, and I want you all to pay attention to the guy over here to the far right with the sunglasses on. This is the same guy who would take out the SD card and break down the cameras immediately afterwards. This is who the narrator is telling you to focus on as well at the end. Watch what he does. Just watch.
And the Mr. Muscles right here, as I showed in my previous video, as he basically body slams Charlie Kirk to the ground. I understand someone will say, oh, that's for his safety. No, this is part of it.
What is that?
All part of it. And look at, again, Sunglasses Man. As he makes his way without hesitation to the back. Zero hesitation. He heads straight to the back. And why is that? Why is he going to the back without any hesitation whatsoever?
Now, many people would say, well, he's going to the back because he's afraid. That's fair. That's 100% fair. And that's what I thought at first, too. He's running away. He's running for cover. This could be a mass power on the campus. We don't know. We just know he's liquiding out. This is terrifying. Watch this. You're about to see where he went. You will have no justification for this. Watch this. Watch this.
And that's right here. There's Sunglasses Man. Again, the beige shirt, the black pants, and the black shoes. Positioned to film all this was taking place in the back.
Wow.
Make no mistake about it. That's why he sprinted to go to the back to get all the footage from this perspective.
Now, once again, for those of you who want to argue that this could be someone else, it's not. It's the same person. Because early in his video, and please go and check his video out after this, show him some love. That video deserves 400 billion views. I'm not joking. His breakdown was surgical. It's undeniable. The guy watches Charlie Kirk gets pow-powed after you just watched this traumatizing, horrific situation. You turn and run, go post up on a hillside with your camera phone, and look at him. He's stationary. He doesn't move. He's not turning. He's like this, as if he's supposed to be there. You're going to say, I'm reaching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Why would you run there? At the beginning of this video, this guy did a great job of getting us a close-up of what this guy looked like. His attire, his hat, his glasses, the phenotype of his face. There's no denying it. This is the same person. Why would he run to that spot instead of running for cover? Aren't you terrified? Aren't you wanting to help Charlie Kirk? Why would you run there and post up with your phone? He's not the only one. All the people that was in position. Crazy that we overlooked this. Crazy that we overlooked this. Watch this. Do y'all see that? And play it again. This is very, very important, everybody. If you disagree with me, I would love to hear your reasoning for this. You can see the redness or the liquid on Charlie Kirk's arms. Sure. On his shirt. Sure. So that you understand me and you see me when I say this. There are many medical professionals that have come out and made videos that have said while they don't know what's really going on, so to be fair to them, they have also said watching someone get pow-powed in a movie is completely different from watching someone get pow-powed in real life. They said if you actually experience it in real life, you will realize and be shocked to learn it's completely different than what it's like in real life. In the movies, even though it's gruesome, they say that liquid, for those of you that missed the beginning, B-L-O-O-D. I'm calling that liquid. Liquid looks a lot thicker in the movies. These medical professionals have also said, but in real life, it's a lot more runny, like almost like water. It's not as thin as water, so to speak, but it runs like water. So in other words, the point I'm getting at is there will be a lot more liquid everywhere if this man was pow-powed in the neck. There would be more liquid everywhere. Everything I say in this video is alleged. Everywhere. Let me make this bigger. People, there's no liquid on anyone else but Charlie Kirk. There's a close-up, and I believe I have this here. There's no liquid all over anyone else but Charlie Kirk. Remember, it should be everywhere, but you never see it. The spot where he was pow-powed, there's not an overwhelming amount of liquid. What's going on here? Right? Let's see if this next clip plays it. I'm going to come back to it. Here's clip 6.
Shown before with this angle, Frank Turk.
This was one of the most shocking parts of all of it. Watch this. This is why you should pay attention to the minor details. Watch the other people and their behavior. Watch this.
As I shown before with this angle, Frank Turk's all the way left here, but this one female, let's take a look at what she does here right before everything goes down with Charlie Kirk. They zoom in on her. You see Charlie Kirk, Frank Turk right there. Now let's take a look at the female. As you're going to see her go right by here. Kind of casual look. I don't want to say, but almost a smirk on her face. Very casual as this is all going down. Take a look here. Let's play this slowly as she walks by. This has really gone under the radar. Like very casual walking past the scene while this is all going down. This is very relevant with everybody that's involved here. Again, there's Frank Turek on the ground there.
So hold up. We're going to play this back and we're going to get surgical with this. So you mean to tell me Charlie Kirk was just pow pow? That's supposed to be a shock to everyone, obviously. The thing that you're going to have people to say to you is, you can't control or dictate how someone reacts to something. You never know how you will respond until you are in said scenario as well. I agree with you. I'm going to tell you how I don't expect anyone to behave. I can't tell you how you should, because that will vary. Some people will cry, some people will scream, some people will faint, some people will run over to help, some people will run away. But I'm going to tell you what you wouldn't do. You wouldn't seem very poised. We all know by nature you have your exceptions to the rule. But women, typically, you have your exceptions. Women typically react or respond to traumatic situations completely differently than men do. Of course, you have your exceptions in both men and women and how they react. Sure. Generally speaking, keeping that in mind, you just watched a gruesome thing take place. Watch how she responds. Why does she respond like this?
Here, but this one female, let's take a look at what she does here right before everything goes down with Charlie Kirk. They zoom in on her. You see Charlie Kirk, Frank Turk right there. Now let's take a look at the female. As you're going to see her.
Boom. Why is she not looking to see what happened? Why is she not shocked about what happened? Why is she not screaming? Why is she not frozen? She immediately turns around, doesn't look over, almost stationary, and immediately walks off. Why would you do that?
Else here, and that's this individual right here.
Watch this.
Might be a little bit hard to see, but she plays a role, as I shown in my second video, in the back staging area, the parking lot. Let's take a look here, and she's walking by. Here she is. A little bit of a close-up momentarily, but let's just play this video a little bit more slowly, and all the individuals in the back. I'm going to get a close-up here, and you can see them after this all goes down. And again, here is the female with the red hat, Frank Turek. These individuals with cameras. Take a look here. You're going to see that female that I was pointing to earlier that's going to appear over here momentarily. And she's getting, and there she is. And she's going to get into position as well. And where's she going? I'll show that right now. Let's get to it. And as I shown initially on Rumble, and again, there is Sunglasses Man in the back, but here she is.
Now watch this.
She made her way to the back as well. She's right here. Let's get a little bit of a close-up as I move the cursor over with the close-up of that female that we saw running in the background behind the canopy, and there she is, positioned, like I mentioned before, pointing the camera in this direction, not at Charlie Kirk in his white shoes, and the female here telling her, let's get out of here, like I mentioned in my second video on the topic, covers her mouth and says, let's go, time to go, and she follows her.
If this did not make your mouth drop, I don't know what would. But don't worry, we're about to circle back. Notice how the narrator said Charlie Kirk in his white shoes. Why did he say that? There's nothing. No liquid on the shoes. No nothing. You said, well, there's a chance. Yeah, sure, I agree. But with a gruesome, nasty incident like this, there's supposed to be liquid everywhere, people. Let me make this large again. Where is it where they zoom in? Let's go to the part where they zoom in. Look at this. Where? There's supposed to be liquid all over the ground. At least splatters, if I'm just being, conservative about it. There's nothing. Guys, I cried about this when it first happened. I don't want to believe these things. There's too many red flags. But the weirdest part, Look at this woman standing there. We're going to let it play real quick.
As I move the cursor over.
Without audio. Just watch this woman. If you are watching a man get rushed to the hospital or rushed to the vehicle to be taken to the hospital, why would you not be filming? You said, well, maybe she wanted to show respect. Y'all, this is a gruesome situation that just happened. This is not 2 days later when you've had time to reflect and prepare. This is in the spur of the moment. Why is she not filming Charlie Kirk? Why is she not filming in that direction? She's filming in the other direction, and she never moves. She literally never turns her camera. She keeps it in one direction the entire time. Why would you be doing that? And if you're still holding out hope, when the girl walks up, runs by her, puts her hand over her mouth and says whatever she says, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it was something innocent. Like, girl, come on, we got to go. This is scary. Wouldn't you take off running belligerently? Wouldn't you be frantic? Wouldn't you be something? Watch how calm she was. Watch this. The girl runs over. That's the one filming in one direction, not at Charlie Kirk. This girl runs over. Covers her mouth, says something. Watch how calm the girl turns around. What? She's not running or nothing. What was that? What was that? What was that? There's another clip I want to go back to because I want to show you all something.
And the Mr.
I want to show you something without the audio. This guy, watch the guy that jumps over the table. So Charlie Kirk has just been pow-powed, right? Everybody's frantic, terrified, traumatized, all of the things, right? Watch the guy that jumps over the table. Just keep watching. There's a guy that's going to jump over the table to help, quote unquote, help Charlie Kirk, right? There he is. And he's jumping over the table. You see him. Now, the guy that you're seeing right here that's going to jump over the table, what would you expect for him to do once he get on the other side of the table? I don't know. There's a plethora of different things. Maybe he starts to help. CPR, apply pressure to the wound, something. Try to help. Figure out what you can do. You're going to have to go to this guy's video to see it. But the guy jumps over the table. And when he jumps over this table, he walks right around Charlie Kirk, does not even look at Charlie Kirk, and goes to another guy that's on the other side of the fence right here, or the boulder, the lever thing right here beside the tent, and they hand each other something and they walk off. Wait, hold up. Charlie Kirk was just pow-powed, traumatizing. You jump over the table as if to help because this is an emergency. But once you jump over the table, which is directly where Charlie Kirk was, so you really could have injured him even more. You jump the table. You walk around his body. You don't attempt to help at all. You immediately go to another man. Y'all hand each other something and walk off. Huh? What's going on here? Aren't you at least curious? Aren't you want to look and see what his status is? Like, nothing. There's like 3 or 4 more people that were all in positions. Now, here's the big question. The first question people are going to ask me is, why would they do this? Why would they do this? I'm going to tell you why. Because even when I before heard someone else break this down and I kind of considered it, I'm like, no, I saw it with my own eyes. I'm not entertaining that, bro. The dude was unfortunately pow, man, and it's tragic. His body reaction in slow motion. No. And then something dawned on me. Charlie Kirk was in an interesting position. Charlie Kirk is an evangelical conservative. He's pro-Israel, and he's facing backlash. Remember, ADL, the Anti-Defamation League that we just got finished talking about. The Anti-Defamation League literally has, or at least at the time before this incident, they had Turning Point USA listed as a quote-unquote enemy, along with Candace Owens. Can you imagine that? They had Turning Point USA in the same conversation with Candace Owens, who's very critical of that foreign state or country. Stick with me. He's being criticized by them and saying that he is anti-Semitic by having people like Tucker Carlson come onto his platform and spew all of these anti-foreign country rhetoric, right? Charlie Kirk is also receiving backlash, a lot of backlash, from his own constituency, that being the conservatives, for quote-unquote shilling for this country. So he's taking heat from the left, from the right, and from the foreign country. He's taking heat from everybody. This foreign place has a history, allegedly, of handling people who turn against them. They have a history of turning against people or handling people that turn against them. So wouldn't it make more sense? I'm trying to be careful because we're on YouTube. Wouldn't it make more sense to manufacture something and just remove yourself before they actually remove you? Right? Here's the biggest reason why I came to this conclusion. There's no way, if we can all agree that the behaviors that we just showed was all weird, but it's more than just weird. It looked coordinated. Everyone knew where to go, recording in different directions and wouldn't turn their phones. Why are you doing that? They're not all in on the pow-powing of Charlie Kirk. Someone would have told him. Someone would have snitched, so to speak. Some of these people are young girls. They're not going to follow through with that, but they will, or they can be convinced to follow through with something else. The faking of something. I'm not going to say what. Allegedly. Now it makes sense. I'm like, all these people not finna come together and effortlessly pull this off to pow this dude. It's young people involved. Unless they were helping doing something else instead of actually him being pow-powed. I want you all to know before I read these super chats, it took me a while to get here, to fully get here. I wasn't entertaining it at first. It's more than just something off here. This theory makes the most amount of sense to me. Remove yourself before they remove you, for real, for real. For real, for real. So that way you're not taking no pressure. Now it would make more sense. That's why Erica Kirk not crying. It's kind of hard to cry if he's not really, It's kind of hard to cry for real. It's kind of hard to force those tears out if you know everything's all right. Allegedly. Right? Let me get to some super chats. Incredible 916, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Without a doubt, this vid proves Charlie was pow-powed from behind. The TPUSA guy who took down the cam above Charlie watched the video on redacted retired CIA, was booked on campus. That was that day 5+ agents. I don't know exactly what you're saying, but okay. I'll look into it. Go and check out They Think Live. Hold on. Let me make sure I get his channel right. The name of the guy's channel is They Live Truth. Go and watch the full video. Charlie Kirk analysis, sunglasses man. It's going to blow your mind. And go to the comment section. A lot of people who are where a lot of you all currently are, which is fair enough. You believe it actually happened. That's fair. I'm not mad at you. I was there too. He changed a lot of minds with this video. You got to watch this full video nonstop. I think it's like 25 minutes long, 30 minutes long. It's incredible. He shows all the coordinations. I'm like, what the world happened right in our face? Right? AJ Flim, once again, good to see you. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I said first day is trapdoor, the way he dropped. Now, we did see it from the side. I don't know. I am suspicious about the trapdoor. I don't know its role in everything. But then immediately afterwards, they construction over the area. Why would you be doing that? If it's a quote unquote crime scene, clean it up like everywhere else. Why would you come over with construction? Unless there's something that you don't want people to see. Obviously, you got the prosecutor for Tyler Robinson picking his own defense attorney. How is that not corruption? Unless they're all in it together. Leslie Powers, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. What's going on with the shadow person by the gate parking lot? I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm done with the it's weird, but that's what it is at the most. What? You're saying the girl in the red hat. Let me go back to her. Y'all.
Go right by here.
Y'all, this girl looked no older than 25. A 25-year-old just heard the shot like everybody else saw it. You don't jump, you don't freak out, you don't get down. But instead, you turn around calmly. She's calm. Turn around, never look at Charlie, never see what's going on. She's focused. And to me as well, it almost looked like she's smirking. Went straight to where she was supposed to be. What? What? Incredible 916. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. If Charles faked he told the truth about the biblical Sabbath. It doesn't serve Rome's purpose or y'all see the word? I can't say the word. Seal of God is the sandbag. Not sure I fully follow, just being honest. But yeah. Yeah. Sorry, if you want to clear it up for me, I'll be more than happy to read it. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Again, Charlie Kirk changed his tune on that country. He did. At the very end, brother, he did. He was a true Protestant in the public eye. The book on 7-day Sabbath, his legacy. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. It's public information that he changed his stance, which is why it's fair to look at that country. But you have to understand something. He knows what we know. It's clear that he was critical of them. Right? I would have believed that he was taken out by the so-called country, which is what I originally believed. I've shared you all my progression of thoughts on Patreon. But this is the problem. When you break down this video, I keep forgetting the name of the channel. I keep looking at it. Let me pull it back up. They Live Truth. They Live Truth. Please go show them love. When I watched his video, I was going into it a little skeptical, not because I don't think that these type of things happen. No, I believe that they do. But this, I'm like, nah, I've seen too many reactions. I've looked at it from too many different angles. And then I watched his video and I said, you got to give credit where credit is due. You give credit where it's due. It's the reason why the video has 400,000 views. It needs 400 million. Then I went to the comment section. I said, I wonder how many people are going to be critical, which is fair. Went to the comment section and I was like, kudos to him. You got like a couple of critical comments, but they're not even that bad. Most of the comments, their mind is blown. They didn't notice half the things in this video. And I only showed what, like 6 clips. Go and watch his entire 30-minute video. I would love to hear any explanation. I'll bring you onto the show. I mean it. I'll have this conversation with anybody. I don't think the same way about this situation anymore. I don't. Elaine, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Good afternoon, Didi, everyone. I'm so late. Grandbabies had me busy. I heard that. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show so far. This is a big one. This type of video, you know, you put your credibility and your reputation on the line because people can clip this video, you know, and say whatever they want, but I'm standing on it. And if they bold enough to clip me, they bold enough to debate me. Because if I find out if anybody clipped me and reacted to this, I'm fine with it. Allow me to defend my which I think I did a pretty fair job. Especially with the video footage coming out of Tyler Robinson's car, it's the FBI is going to have to explain these things. All right. Auxiliary, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Tupac's alive, Elvis, Michael Jackson, and now Charlie Kirk. I don't buy it. Tupac's alive. I've seen some industry hoax. If y'all don't follow their YouTube channel, go check them out. They've done easily the best reaction to the Tupac's story altogether than anybody I've ever seen before. For sure. For sure. Michael Jackson, I'm not so sure. Elvis, I've heard some stuff here and there. I haven't looked enough into it. But again, if you could present a video like this, I'm open to it. I'm also open to saying I don't believe you. If the video is not convincing and it's just you throwing out some wild theories to get views or get attention, I'm not going to buy into it. This guy was surgical with it. He didn't reach in any of his speculations. He just provided what was happening. I'm like, bro, I ain't noticed half this stuff. And I do this. Part of the reason, in fairness to me, I didn't see some of these clips before. I don't know what excuses y'all have. That's all. D, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. The last president that tried to eradicate the government agencies was JFK. That tells you all you need to know. In the following 5 years, every public figure that opposed them, thank you so much for using them, allegedly. And I mean that in 2 different ways. They were allegedly assassinated because the same channel, this may be a little bit too far for y'all. I haven't watched it yet. The same channel right here has his opinions about the JFK powing. And it's very similar to the Charlie Kirks. I have to go and watch it. Maybe I disagree with him on that one. Because we all know what JFK was facing at the time. And all of a sudden, he had a bullet in his you-know-what. Allegedly. But this channel, this same channel, with this incredibly impressive video, in my opinion, y'all got to watch the full 30 minutes before you choose to agree or disagree with me. Even if you agree, go and watch this video in full. Your mind is going to be blown. Your mind is going to be blown. But anyways, he has the same opinions about the JFK, so y'all might want to go and check that out as well, D. Indian Summer, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Why would he fake his you-know-what just to put his wife in the same position he was in? That's an incredible question. Incredible question. Part of the reason I believe that is because, remember, she is already, quote-unquote, pro that country. Remember, she spent time there. She's very pro them. Charlie Kirk has come out and said in the past on camera, and I quote, "My wife is worse than I am." That's what he said when it comes to, quote-unquote, religion and when it comes to being pro that foreign country. that blue state, let's just call it the blue state or the blue country. He said that she's worse than I am. So I'm saying that to say maybe her transition and being a lot more radical than he was will make sense to a lot of people. And because she's the mourning, grieving widow, people may not be as fast to criticize her. That would be my guess. Straight up. That would be my guess. All right. It alleviates him from the position and the role and the heat and the pressure, because he was under a lot of pressure. There's no doubt about it. He was hosting workshops or think tanks, right, on YouTube, and it wasn't working. He was getting clowned in the comment section. People like, we don't care what you're saying, bro. We don't care about your propaganda. We think what this country is doing is evil. They're committing a genocide. I'm trying to space the word out. They're committing one of those. We don't care about your propaganda, bro. He was losing. He wasn't pro them enough, and he wasn't American enough or America first enough, right? So now that she's a grieving widow, maybe she'll get a lot more empathy, right? She's talked about going to this country, visiting them, touching the wall, and her family has background working on the Iron Dome. We literally showed how this was foreshadowed in Snake Eyes. That's a film production. It's a movie production, right? She was in a music video and some of it foreshadowed. That's literally pretending on camera, right? Jonathan Woods, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. This is a bit off topic, but it is connected. I just found out Nick Fuentes may be a sob. He's anti that country. However, he's bringing funded and forgetting by, he's being funded and forgetting by Big Oil, very pro Tim Dunn. Okay, he's being funded by Tim Dunn? Really? Let me write that down. I may have to, I'll look into that. I do want to say this about Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes has come off as very surface level to me when it comes to this Charlie Kirk. Very one-dimensional to me. He claims to be a Catholic, which I don't understand, but that's irrelevant. He claims to believe in God. But then when it comes to these, in my opinion, some of these theories are out there. Some of them are credible, bro. He's not open to any of them. He treats all of them as conspiracy theories. He reacted to the letter that Charlie Kirk wrote today in Yahoo and said that any evidence that suggests that Charlie Kirk was turning against this country, this foreign country, is null and void. Bro, he's literally on camera doing it. He's in interviews doing it. He said that they're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. He said that months ago. He's on camera talking with Megyn Kelly, saying, I'm American. I'm getting criticized more than people that have citizenship in that country. It's unfair. He's on camera saying this. It's been said, I'm not going to say proven, said by credible sources that this man turned down $150 million from the prime minister of that country. Why would Nick Fuentes then say to suggest that I just don't see it? What? So you're deep until it comes to this? You're able to see things from a 2 or 3 dimensional perspective until it comes to this? Now all of a sudden he's one dimensional. No, man. No. Something's going on there, bro. Nick Fuentes did criticize Erica Kirk. But even with that, he was like, he didn't talk about any of he briefed over. He was like, I understand she has like some sort of shady past, but what I really care about is her taking over this $500 million TPUSA organization. That's all you care about. You're going to gloss over her history. her family's history, her connection to Trump, the music video. You hadn't talked anything about Snake Eyes. He sees that as conspiracy theories. Bro, the information is right there in your face. I've never been so proud to be called a conspiracy theorist. You're going to have to just call me that. I'm looking at what's available, and I'm connecting dots. I don't care what you call me. I'm going to critically think. And if it makes no sense, or if it's too far out there and I don't see the connection, all right, we dismiss it and we move on. But to say not even to look at it, not to even consider it, what? I believe you controlled ops, bro. That's like a psyop. Why would you discourage people from doing their own independent research too? Notice that I said too. Sure, let the law enforcement do what they do. We'll decide if we trust what they give us or not. But don't insult my intelligence, man. Don't insult my intelligence, man. Shout out to Jill Alloc for the $5 super chat. Rage Day Bro shows Dr. Roof footage on what happened to Charlie. Heads up. Dr. Roof footage on what happened to Charlie. I'm not familiar with that video, but okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the $2 super chat. HHA. Bro, get back to preaching the word, not the conspiracies. I'm with you on that first part, bro, but you're going to lose me. Respectfully, thank you so much for the support. I'm going to speak with grace here, and I hope that you give me grace as well. They're one and the same on this channel. What do I mean? We have to talk about Ephesians 5:11 says we have to expose evil, bro. Talking about conspiracies is important. Conspiracies, believe it or not, run the world, bro. Notice I said conspiracies and not conspiracy theories. Conspiracies, right? Things is happening all the time. You do understand that some conspiracies can be spiritual, brother, right? So it's important that they go hand in hand. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to recognize these things. Thank you so much I understand you meant that from I believe that you meant that from a critically, a critically constructive perspective. But on this channel, respectfully, you're on the wrong channel if you don't want to hear this type of content. If they're performing these type of things on the people and people can't see it, brother, we're going to be dumb, deaf, and blind, right? We don't want to be that, right? We want to be able to understand how to move accordingly, you know? Auxiliary, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Those people that y'all can see could have faked his death. That guy, the guy with the mustache, went to Antarctica through the ice wall. The earth is flat. Make video on flat earth and Hitler faking his, you know what? I accidentally said his name. Yeah, I've heard some of these before. This I don't know. Like I said, I don't just come on here and spew anything just to say it. I got to see something that's believable for me, you know? And I'm not going to dismiss any of that. I'm not going to confirm or affirm any of what you just said. But what I will say is, like I've said before, typically what I like to do is see the best argument against the best claim. See what I'm saying? If I can get the best claim, like what you just said, and somebody's best rebuttal to it, if you prevail, then I'll give it some sort of motion, so to speak. I hope that makes sense. In other words, if you feel really good about something, if you're willing to listen to the best argument against it, and if it makes sense and you're able to overcome the best rebuttal, then I'm with you. So with this, I know a guy who argues against the people that believes that the earth is flat, which I don't hold a position because I literally don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to see how it fits into the Bible and the scriptures. I'll be honest, but I don't know. The world could be a globe, right? Or a sphere. It could be flat or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. But there's a guy who argues against people who believe that the earth is flat, and he's really good. I think he's called Dave the something. He's really, really good. Really good. I'm going to need somebody who believes that the earth is flat to debate him and debunk him, because he's the best one I've seen. That's my approach to that. Jonathan Woods, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Indirectly being funded by Tim Dunn. I bet. I'll look into it for Mr. Nick Fuentes. Truth, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Big time. Great job, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate this big time, man. Thanks. A Trust 10, thank you so much for the $20. Smells like sob spirit. I agree. They take content like this and they just dismiss it. How about you deal with the substance that we're talking about, though? Psyops are real. Short for psychological operations. It's literally something that the CIA practices. That's not a conspiracy theory. So why is it so far-fetched to believe that they do it on the people? No, that's not far-fetched at all. HHA, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Why would CK go to on the world stage? What purpose would that even serve for him? I haven't heard a single valid argument since this live began. Bruh, it's a reach. I am open to disagreements. Thank you so much for being honest and telling me that you disagree. I'm with you. I respect you. I respect your argument. If you want to come onto the show, I'll debate you on it. How about that? We can set it up. But here's my thing. I believe that I have. Maybe you sent this since I've explained it. But I've said my reasoning for why I believe. Right? But at first I couldn't see it myself. I'm like, I'm not entertaining any of those theories, people. I'm just not. I saw what happened. It makes no sense to him to do that. Why not do it in private? It will be easier to pull off. Just say something happened to him at his house. But if you do it on the world stage, you convince the people that you're running from, so to speak, allegedly, that it actually happened and that you're not lying, because they know that stuff like this is faked all the time. So if you do it publicly and they can see it, maybe you convince them that something really did happen to you and you can move on. Maybe that also explains why Erica Kirk is posting videos of this supposed person laying in a casket. Maybe it wasn't for us. Maybe it was for some other people that they was trying to convince. And maybe we aren't the people that they're trying to convince. Maybe it's someone that they're running from, or he running from, that he's trying to convince that something actually happened to him. So maybe that's why they're posting videos of him in the casket. And okay. But that's just a theory that I'm throwing out there, right? That could explain it. Incredible 916, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Have you read The Jesuit Oath? Charlie's wife went to Jesuit college. She did. She went to, what is it called? I covered this. It was in Colorado, I'm pretty sure. Garris College? I forget. But yeah, she went to a Jesuit college. You must read The Jesuit Oath. He debated Michael Knowles and spoke against Rome. I got to look into that. Let me write that down. I haven't. I'll look into it, though. Tim Dunn gave up startup funding to the Daily Wire. Jonathan Woods, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I didn't know that. Really? That's where I think I've heard that name before. Is he a part of the community that we can't talk about? That's interesting. HHA, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. In other news, the UK has rolled out a mandatory digital card, aka Mark of the Beast. Accept Jesus Christ before it's too late, y'all. Jesus loves you. Amen. Oh, dang. Yeah, I saw that. A mandatory digital card. We should probably cover that this weekend. Hop in the comment section and let me know if you want me to cover that. Just comment UK digital card. If 100 of y'all comment that, I'll cover it. T. Marie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Charlie is a character who will be playing a new role soon. Just like the Sandy Hook actors have changed roles several times. They're all controlled. I'm with you. Now, we all know Alex Jones took a lot of heat. He was sued or allegedly sued and for his claims about Sandy Hook. So I'm going to be careful on that topic. But T. Marie seems to get it a lot more than some other people, but that's not a knock. Some people just need more time. They truly do look at this stuff as weird to consider. But this stuff is real, y'all. It took me a while to believe that stuff too. I'm like, this stuff, man, get out of here. It's real. It's real. Auxiliary, thank you so much for $10 super chat. Lucifer Lucifer in Antarctica, the shocking story they tried to bury. YouTube video, best flat earth debater. Professor Dave, that's his name. Professor Dave ruins flat earther Austin Whitsitt. Yeah, I'm looking to that. Also, yes, thank you to my moderator. Comment UK digital card after the live ends. I need you all to do that after the live ends because I will not be able to see any live comments once I end the live. But let me write down the title of this video. Professor Dave, that's his name. Thanks again. All right. Alex Jones is an agent. I do believe that. You can't be exposing and then he flip-flops on some things, and 1 minute he's confusing, but nothing ever has happened to him. He was supposedly sued for everything he had, but he's still thriving. And then that dude that worked for him was assassinated. It's crazy. Professor Dave debunks flat earth, bro. Stop lying. I literally said that. That's what I said. He debunks people that argue flat earth, even though I don't have a dog in the fight. Didi, can you cover Jay Electronica and his connection to the Rothschilds and Jay-Z? I know he's connected to Jay-Z. The Rothschilds, I'm not sure about, but I'll add him to the list. It'll take a while. I'm going to read 2 more comments and then I'm out, y'all. Let's see. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Once again, wait till the live ends and then comment UK digital card so that I can see it later. If you commented it now, I won't see it once the live ends because all of these are considered live comments. So please, if you don't mind, just waiting until the live ends. You're stuck in Babylon on a globe. Flat earth remains still with God above looking down. You're not going to get no argument from me because I'm just not educated enough on the topic. For sure. Yep, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Where did that comment just go? You need to interview Sheila Home. She knows a lot about what's going on behind the scenes, and it will blow your mind. Sheila Home. Is she here on YouTube? Home. Okay, I'll look into her for sure. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this live did serve some sort of benefit to you. Again, please go and check out the Live Truth. The name of the video is Charlie Kirk Analysis. It's one of his most popular videos now. You will not be disappointed. And after you watch the full video, come back and let me know what you think. Once again, the link to my Patreon for uncensored videos can be found in the description. Hit the like button on your way out. Pray for everyone mentioned in this video, everyone, including myself. I would really, really appreciate it. Love y'all, man. Have a great weekend. Be safe. I'll try to do the same. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.